This is Wicked Roadie, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Welcome to episode 20.
Woohoo!
20. We're 20. We're almost of legal age.
We are.
That's great. We can almost attend half the things we talk about.
There you go. It's really exciting. I was really excited to write number 20 here for us.
It's amazing the way it's grown, and I'm going to take Jessica Rhodes' advice and not ask for any reviews right now or likes. But we'll do that at the end. She has some great stuff. Not sometimes, all the time. She has great stuff, and I know she listens. So a friendly hello and shout out to our
Jessica,
fellow Rhode Island podcaster. Although she works on like a worldwide level,
she
crazy.
Does. And for those of you who this is your first time listening to Wicked Roadie, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I know a lot of people have been joining on recently each episode, and other people are telling their friends about it. So
yes, this is the podcast that's about the things in Rhode Island that are not bad.
Yes.
Not like bad things.
The bad things that all of the world is now excited to learn about Providence.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, hey, Mary, you are a home person who likes to stay comfy at home.
Yes.
Do you own a pair of slippers?
Buddy, I'm wearing a pair right now.
Okay.
I have a nice sweater, so from here on up, you think I'm presentable, but I'm wearing a pair of slippers right now. I wear slippers 99% of the time.
All right.
How about you?
I don't own a pair of slippers.
You don't even own one?
I don't even own a pair of slippers, but I came to the realization over this weekend that my wife has recently is in the process of switching jobs. And so she's going to be home for a few weeks, which is cool because she's got some projects she's always wanted. They're always on the back burner, the list and stuff, things she wants to do. And I realized that I can't wear her slippers during the day because I work from home. And as it's gotten a little colder, I would take her slippers from her side of the bed and put them under my desk in my office. And just when I'm sitting there, just kind of like slip my, from like the toes up in there. And I would freak out if she came home and I hadn't put them back. Like it was like one of those drop what you're doing, like totally.
This is one of your guilty pleasures is keeping your toes warm with your wife's slippers.
Mission Impossible, like diving over the table, grab my office, throw them in, make them, So we came to that realization. She was mortified. And so I believe she'll be slipper shopping for me this week.
Awesome.
So I look forward to the various selections.
I wonder if I should get you a pair for here when you come over.
It's BYOS, bring your own slippers. So
that's awesome.
It's all about being peaceful and calm.
Yeah. Well, I've started a new activity to be calm. So as you said, I'm very comfy.
An activity to be calm.
Yeah.
Activity, calm. Activity.
This is how people like you and I work, who just drink coffee all the time and are a million miles a minute. So, I'm home a lot. I'm home with my kids. Life is pretty crazy and chaotic. So one of the things I started doing this new year, I told you in one of the previous episodes that I was going to drink a lot more water. I'm currently doing that.
Look at that.
And I've also started meditating.
Oh, congratulations.
It is so hard.
How are you doing it?
I'm doing it through an app called Headspace, and it works on 10 minutes a day, and you're just focusing on listening, breathing or feeling the different, like feeling the floor, and I just love it because this app has been really useful about it's okay if there's a lot of noise and if you have thoughts come in and out, but it has been making me so calm. I'm not going to lie, like I'm sometimes hippy dippy and sometimes not. Learning how to meditate just for this month alone has been incredible.
Really?
So I wear my slippers while I do it.
Good.
I will not lie, but it's
good.
been awesome. Have you ever tried it?
I have. I go to yoga, not as much as I should. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But I will get better at that. And part of it is, sitting quietly. And there's a lot of different ways to meditate. And I know that just from, seeing a bunch of different events that are out there, whether it be through the yoga place I go to, or just holistic in general. But there is, something to be said. But it's funny that you're using an app because I think back to like the monks and, what's the guy with the who has like the towel and stuff, the Lama guy.
The Buddha?
Not that.
The Dalai Lama?
That one.
Oh, okay.
That one, yeah. how would he feel about
towel guy?
Yeah. How would he feel about? I don't know. He's got a sponsorship from Terry Cloth or something. It's a Nautica blanket. How would he feel about the fact that something he has been so passionate about can be done using an app?
I know.
Like it's like. Not that. Listen, it's great that you do it. I am so glad because I know you and Blake have a lot of things constantly going on. You've got 17 different podcasts you're doing. You've got the kids,
1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh, it's great. And it's great that you guys take that time to relax and meditate. But I just find it funny that it's
through an app.
It's through the app, but that's the way it is. That's the way things are.
It's true. It's true.
But hey, I went to Baltimore last week.
Nice.
Okay, last week we actually recorded the episode early because I had to go to Baltimore. I flew down there one way, met up with a buddy of mine who was returning from a long trip overseas, and he was driving back home. I said, hey, why don't I drive with you so you don't crash and I'm forced to take care of your wife and kids, and for the rest of their life because you rolled over in a fiery
driving from Baltimore to Providence is a long drive.
It's a long drive, especially when you're jet lagged and you've flown for like 12 to 15 hours. You haven't had a lot of sleep because you've been on a 12-day trip going through all the major sites in Israel and Jerusalem. So I got there, long story. I got there and I had a little bit of time to kill because he was, there was a little crossover time. I'm walking around. I found a wallet on the ground.
Wow.
Just a full brown leather wallet.
A dude's wallet.
A guy's wallet. And so I'm looking around first. I'm like, okay, am I on candid camera here? Is there a string attached to it? Then when I try to pick it up, it's going to get pulled away from me. Nothing like that. So I kick it first, just kind of move it with my foot just to make sure there's not anything, dirty around it or, any kind of, blood or crap or stuff like that.
Yeah, but totally smart.
That's I've watched too many episodes of Law and Order. So I pick it up and I open it up. There's no money in it, but there's an ID and a couple bank cards and the credit cards and stuff. So I end up finding the fact that it's a kid. He was under 21 years old. I have his driver's license. I look him up on Facebook and I find him.
Perfect.
But he is technically listed as being from where his driver's license said somewhere in middle Pennsylvania. So I shot him a message and I said, hey, listen, I don't know if this is you or not, but I found a wallet with your information in it. I'm going to bring it to the Bank of America, which was 2 blocks down because there were Bank of America cards in there.
Perfect.
Okay. That being smart here. I go to the Bank of America. The tellers in the line looked like I had 20 heads.
Really?
They're like, well, what do you want us to do with it? I'm like, he's your customer.
Yep. You have his money.
You have his information. You can call him. I sent him a Facebook message, but Ben's not going to stand around here until, Mr. 20-year-old college student with 4 other fake IDs in the wallet, by the way. Sorry to sell you out, but he turns 21 on April 4th.
Happy early birthday.
There you go, bud. But they get the manager, and the manager's looking at me like, all right, you want us to contact? I'm like, he's your customer. Yeah, just take the wallet and, do whatever you want. You
They're
guys
probably so shocked.
You have a giant safe here. You're a bank. They were so surprised that I would do something honest. And the woman in line next to me, because at this point, I've been there for like 3 or 4 minutes trying to explain and saying, no, I don't want you to give me his information. I don't want his phone number. I don't want his PIN number, nothing like that. Just take it. This is his. And that was so honest of you.
Oh.
I'm like, thank you. And they were surprised that somebody would do that. I'm like, it's the right thing to do.
I know.
Why are we as a society, and I talked about this last week on the radio, why are we as a society so surprised that people are blown away when we do the right thing?
Because not enough people are honestly doing it. It's so true. People are starting to become a bit too callous, in my opinion. So and that's why you surprised everyone.
Yeah, seriously. And you know what ends up happening? We end up getting really bad sitcoms like, Kevin Can Wait and I don't even have TV. So. Oh, yeah, me neither. But I hear the jokes all the time on the radio about it. It's a terrible sitcom. Anyway, well, hey, listen, if we've offended you by this point because you're a huge Kevin James fan and or you just doing whatever you're doing, if you're on the road, working, getting ready, we got a lot of stuff that we think are some of the greatest events in the state of Rhode Island. So sit back, relax, and if you hear something that piques your interest, we'll have all the links and information for you in our show notes on the website, wickedroadiepodcast.com. All right, Mary, great news. I'm going to shut up. You have something that is wicked interesting happening this week.
You know, this music today couldn't be more fitting because we're talking about an Australian cafe.
Oh.
You know, when you always think about surfers and Australia, it's got a lot in common, of course, with the ocean state because of just the surfing culture and being by the water. So there's actually a new cafe called Sydney. How fitting is that? That's based upon kind of the Australian cafes. The owner, Jordan Boss Lego, traveled to Australia a lot and just loved their cafe culture. It was very different than ours. So basically, the cafe culture in Australia, 90% of the coffee shops are independently owned.
Wow.
Get that.
That's cool.
Isn't that so cool?
I'm more blown away by the term boss Lego. Like, is that a Lego, like in the Lego movies, that's in charge of everybody? I'm sorry, Jordan. He's got a cool last name, that's really for sure. So the other thing, too, that Jordan noticed is that the culture there in Australia was that people really took a break from their busy day to enjoy eating and having their beverages there. We're just, we're the culture of drive-through coffees, pick it up. We need it because we're on the go. So really, it's not about rushing through every single bite. So Sydney is in the Water Place, where the Water Place Park is with those buildings right there. It's got great views, and they are going to have some outdoor seating once the weather gets a little bit warmer, but a ton of the ingredients are locally sourced. So it's not just kind of your regular cafe where things are saran wrapped. You don't know where they came from. They have avocado smash, little mini quiches. They have a roasted broccoli sandwich, with some ricotta salata on the side. So I know I'm drooling a little bit right now. They have pastries and lattes. So it's a really great place to check out. As I said, it's new. It's called Sydney. It's right there in Water Place by the Water Place condo complex. Yeah, exactly. That's right at the basin there, like where all the water fire happens.
So near the train station. So this is something, especially if you're heading on to get to the train, you're heading to New York or up to Boston or something.
Go a little early and get something to relax for a little bit before you get on the train. Cool.
Exactly.
So that's our wicked interesting pick of the week. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's what's wicked fun in the 401.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Are you good at spelling?
You've seen my notes for the show. I can gather from that question.
You're cleaning up my misspellings in our notes as we speak, so you know that. I know it's true. I am terrible at spelling. It has. I thank God that computers were made when they were, because I would have flunked so many classes in school had it not been for Word or any of the equivalents of the Word kind of apps.
How did our parents and grandparents do it?
Without spell check. So believe it or not, there's an adult spelling bee that's coming up. It's sponsored through the Providence Libraries. It's going to be held at AS220 on Saturday at 7 p.m. It's going to be incredibly cool. So it's actually all ages. It's part of AS220's mission that all events are all ages, but most likely the competition is going to be primarily adults, just because it is at AS220 and it's at 7 p.m. But say you have some younger competitors, there'll be some places for them as well. So AS220 is a bar and a restaurant, so people are welcome to buy food and drinks there. And to be honest, drinking might help some of the spellers overcome their nervousness. The competition is open to the first 30 spellers who sign up, and it's quite possible that they'll have to turn away some latecomers. So it's all in good fun. You don't need to be a spelling whiz to compete. The main points, though, are that it's a fun event to watch, even if you're not a good speller yourself, right?
Totally.
Spellers are encouraged to bring their own cheering sections because it can get pretty lively at times. And all funds raised from the evening will go to the Providence Community Library, the city systems of 9 neighborhood libraries. So how cool is that Providence has 9 neighborhood libraries?
It's great because there's a lot of resources. I know my wife uses the library all the time as far as when she's looking to get different ideas. Of course, she does all these book challenges and everything. So we've got a great library system in the state, and obviously it's all part of the Providence system as well. So that's cool. All
so
right.
admission is $5, but if you want to compete, it would be $10.
Okay.
And as I said, they have great food, great drinks. AS220 is an awesome spot to check out, especially if you haven't been there for a while.
It's definitely a Rhode Island staple.
Oh, it totally is. So you can compete for the title of the best speller of the year by going to this. Now that is a title to brag about.
Certainly is. Well, here's another great thing that you can check out this Saturday from 12 to 3 p.m., the Barnaby Castle Open House. Did we talk about this one time?
There was an event for the Providence Lady Project, I believe, at the Barnaby Castle.
Okay. So this is by a group called Open Doors, or Doors Open Rhode Island. Okay. What they do is they go around and they find these buildings that you typically may not be able to get access to. Just walk off the street. Hi, can we look at your place? They set up these events, and this month's event is at the Barnaby Castle Open House. You can go inside from 12 to 3. It's a rare opportunity to experience the inside of this amazing Victorian castle. It's on the cornerstone of Providence's West End neighborhood. You can see the interior detailing. It's got Tiffany windows and intricate woodwork on the lower floors. And you can learn the story of the building, and really you learn the story of any of the buildings that you go to when you do these tours. You can meet Mr. and Mrs. Barnaby and their friends, their lovers, their history.
It's got some pretty unique history.
Mrs. Barnaby's doctor and accused murderer, Thomas Thatcher Graves. So you really get really deep into the entire the history. They always say if these walls could talk, well, now these walls are talking.
This is like Clue. So Mrs. Barnaby, I heard about this. She was poisoned through whiskey. Someone put poison in her whiskey.
It's so who done it?
You get to have whiskey while you're there too.
Absolutely. Dress up like a detective. Dress up like the characters from the Clue, the old board game Clue, and see what happens.
Yes.
But they'll have beverages there. They'll have refreshments and whatnot. Cost is $15 in advance or $20 at the door, and half of the proceeds will go to the Barnaby Castle, to keep their the upkeep of the historical building that it is.
I'm just really excited for this organization, the Doors Open Rhode Island. I know that you're not a huge Harry Potter fan, but when I first learned about it, I just pictured people doing the spell Alohomora.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Which means unlock. It's the unlock door spell for all of Harry Potter. So in my little geek mind, I'm just picturing all these people going up to places like Barnaby Castle saying Alohomora and opening up these doors for Rhode Islanders.
I always just say open sesame.
There you go.
What else is going on in the state of Rhode Island?
Billy Gilman, man.
Oh, our hero.
He is. He has brought so much more pride to Rhode Island. I mean, gosh, this guy, he's made so many of us smile with his voice since he was a young kid. So he first burst onto the national stage in 2000 when he released his hit single, One Voice. His debut album was a certified double platinum in the United States. He was included in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the youngest singer to ever reach #1 on the Billboard Top Country Album charts.
And he was the youngest singer to be nominated for a Grammy at the time.
Get out!
Yeah, I think it was 1991 or early 90s when he was nominated. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know whenever I was down in the Charleston area, I used to take harp lessons there. There's a big sign, saying home place of, it might be Richmond. It's around there, the Charahoe area.
Right.
There's a big sign home of Billy Gilman. And it was just so exciting to always go there and be like, wow, we really had someone make a mark. Well, he, in addition to selling 5 million albums worldwide, this is all when he was young. 16 years later, Gilman, of course, came back. He had to go through that lovely phase of puberty and had to re-find his voice and re-find his music. It's so different when you're a kid singer. And he decided to find his new voice and share his new voice on a show called The Voice.
Oh, NBC's Voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just was in second place.
Yeah, he and I heard an interview with him where he was actually more satisfied. He was hoping to win second place because it gives you less it's less restrictive than if you won first. If you won first place, you've got to hold to all these different things. If you won second or third place, you got all the notoriety and so much more freedom with what you could do. And he's a talented guy. I don't even want to say kid because he's a great young man. He's got an incredible talented voice. He's got pipes that you wouldn't believe. So he's playing where?
He's at the Vets on Saturday night. Okay. So just know, we really need to get your tickets to this if you haven't already, because he has an incredible family, friends, and fan base here from Rhode Island. But that is going to be at the Vets, nice big venue, Saturday night.
Awesome. Another great thing you can do if you don't get over to see Billy Gilman is the Last Sicilian. It's at the Santa Riana Theater Group located inside of Dean's List Academy. Nick Albanese, he was a guest of mine. I think it was episode 7 of Carpooling with Ben. He is he's second generation here in Rhode Island, the U.S. He wrote this play as a comedy about coming to and growing up Sicilian in America. It's hilarious. You will enjoy it. Since then he's put together this Santarina Theater Group, and at the Dean's List Academy they are doing a bunch of different things. But how Nick got his interest into theater, and really what pushed him, in 2004, he was a limo driver. He actually drove George Carlin from the Green Airport, Providence Airport, it's in Warwick, to the Providence Performing Arts Center. Mm-hmm. And so he was going to stay with the car. He was working for a limo company at the time. And George said, "No, just lock the car. Let's come inside and don't wait out here." And he's like, "Okay." And so he brings him in, and he's kind of standing out in the hall. And George's like, "No, come in the dressing room. Come on, sit down, relax." They ordered food from Hemingway's before the show. He got to watch the entire show standing in the wings of the stage, just watching there. And George really talked to him before that and said, "Listen, if you want to do this, if you want to make a go at it, go for it." He was at Rhode Island College, I believe, and going for theater. He said, just do it. And I mean, that was the inspiration. And he said, out of the interview, he goes, "I was so excited for the show." He goes, "I was really waiting and excited for the end." That's when the manager came and tapped him and said, "He's got 2 minutes. Go get the car ready." It's like, "Oh, okay, go." Yes. Yeah, but it was a really cool opportunity. I'm sure that won't come up in the Last Sicilian, but if you meet up with Nick after the show, he'll tell you the stories there. But it's a special brand of drama and comedy for an evening of fun, fond, and rewarding memories. You're truly going to enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check that out on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. The Last Sicilian at the St. Riana Theater Group.
All right, Ben, you've got a great event to tell us about for this week's Wicked Family Friendly.
Yeah, it's something you and I have both been part of, and it may sound a little unconventional, but the Meeting Street Telethon is happening this Saturday night from 7 to 11 p.m. live on WPRI 12. Why is this Wicked Family Friendly?
Tell me.
Because you can go to the school, whether it be Meeting Street here in Providence or the Schwartz Center over the line there in Dartmouth, from 7 to 11, and be part of the telethon, watch it from the audience, and see an entire live show put together, learn about these beautiful campuses that they have there. They've got games happening in the gym for the kids. I mean, there's going to be a ton of kids there because that's their school. Mm-hmm. They go to school on the Saturday night for the telethon, but it's presented by Cardi's Furniture. They've got an awesome, incredible online auction happening right now leading up to the actual night of the telethon that closes at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. If you're looking for something fun to do, go on that online auction and start bidding, because there are trips. There's a $5,000 Cardi's Furniture shopping spree. There is very well possibly maybe tickets to a very big game. We could say Super Bowl on here. We
can. Nobody's come after us yet.
That's right. Yeah. Try to shut me down, Roger Goodell. He won't even come to Foxborough, but he will come to Providence. Anyway, this school, the organization between Meeting Street and the Schwartz Center, they serve over 4,000 people each year. You've been at this telethon.
I have. It is electric. I mean, going to the school in general, going to Meeting Street is just awe-inspiring what they can do for these students. I myself have a sister who's handicapped. She did not go to the Meeting Street school. I don't even know if it was built when she was young, but it would be somewhere that if she were younger today, we'd be looking at. And I know several friends who are looking into it for their young kids to go to. And it's just awesome. It's so important about inclusion and making school a happy, beautiful place. And this event really shows that. So if you want to go with your family to go see what it's about, to understand what Meeting Street, I mean, everyone drives by it. You know where it is, right off of 195.
Beautiful,
off of 95.
Yeah, beautiful location. You can see the bright, colorful letters right on the side of the building. It's gorgeous facility. And if you've ever wondered, okay, what goes on in there, now's your chance. Go there. If you don't get a chance, go take a tour sometime. The tour guides are the students. You will have your tour with a student who is full inclusion, and they will tell you exactly what happens there at the school. So the telethon, again, is this Saturday night from 7 to 11 p.m., broadcast live on WPRI 12. It's presented by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. And if you're on the road, heading there, or just driving around doing other things, you can tune in live either on B101 or Fun 107 on the radio.
Cool.
And you'll still have the opportunity to call in your donation. You can go on to the website right now. You've got to see. I mean, there are spa packages. There are golf out. It's
everything.
It's too much to count. Plus, it's a write-off. It's a tax write-off. Do something good.
Even better.
Do something good. So this year's telethon is certain to be spectacular. Check it out this Saturday night. Hey, Mary, I think we have something fun and fancy to give away.
We do.
All right, let's give it away.
I'm really excited. The Providence Children's Film Festival has donated a family 4-pack of tickets to their event, which is coming up. It is the 8th annual Providence Children's Film Festival. It's taking place February 17th through February 26th.
That's a long festival.
It is a long festival because there's tons and tons of screenings. There's filmmaking workshops, free activities, and all different types of like post-film conversations that really help deepen the film watching experience.
Wow.
So audiences of all ages can enjoy this. It's not just if you have kids, but really anyone can enjoy this.
How many films?
Over 100.
Oh, my word.
Over 100.
No wonder why they need a week.
Right? It's live action, there's documentary, animation, all different kinds of things. And I just heard that their opening film was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film.
Wow.
Want to know what it's called?
What's it called?
My Life as a Zucchini.
Oh.
Right?
Starts as a seed.
I love it. So it's going to be multiple venues, all within walking distance of downtown Providence. So you can check it out by heading on over to our website, wickedroadypodcast.com. You can also enter by visiting our Facebook page. And once again, the event is going on February 17th through February 26th.
It's so great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we talked about in the beginning, everything you can find on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com, all the various events with the links. Just head on over there. You'll find it there. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're posting photos from any of the events we chatted about, please tag us or use the hashtag WickedRoadie so we can see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And we can help spread the word about all the great things that are happening. And Mary, the best way to get into the ears, literally directly through the ear pods of the listener, is to work with us as far as advertising and sponsorship. Mm-hmm. Just email us, wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com. We'll get you all the information. It's a lot of great opportunities there to talk to our listeners.
That's right. So until next time, folks, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Roadie. We'll have more for you next Thursday.